No, I've got to say that if Keanu Reeves was my doctor, I think I would be able to persevere over any dire situation, no matter how difficult it may be. What is up, everybody? Random Random Man here, bringing you my review for To the Bone. Now, the plot basically follows Ellen, played by Lily Collins, a 20-year-old who suffers from anorexia nervosa, who goes on a journey of self-discovery at a group home which is run by an unusual doctor, played by Keanu Reeves. Now, I've had an ample amount of interest to see this movie ever since it came out of the Sundance Film Festival earlier this year, and for its starring Lily Collins in what looked to be a very stark film with a really grueling subject matter that does affect a lot of people today. I personally am a fan of Lily Collins, so I'm interested in whatever she does, and I was gladly able to see this movie now in the comfort of my own home, as yes, this is another Netflix release that has just started streaming on there. Starting out with the central performance, Lily Collins is simply mesmerizing in this movie. To play an anorexic patient not only has to take a lot of physical work, as she noticeably lost weight for this role, but also a lot of mental work. This role is of personal note to Collins, as she has said that when she was a teenager, she had suffered from an eating disorder as well. So she was able to connect to the role. Just in Collins' appearance as well, I don't necessarily want to say that I want to commend Lily Collins, even though I should, because she effectively plays this role in a convincing manner to me, but it just threw me for a loop to see that the same incredibly beautiful Lily Collins was able to put on such a pessimistic but really honest portrayal of someone going through an illness like this to such a daunting matter. This, to me, is the best performance I've ever seen her give in her career thus far. Also of commendable merit is Keanu Reeves. Now, this is a very different role that Keanu has taken on, as of course he is known mainly for action and comedic roles, but this role would fall more a bit under the latter category, as he is at times funny in this movie while also being assertive at the same time. He is adamant in trying to get Collins' character to get well, get her to eat, but also just be well mentally. But he has this kind of carefree attitude where he tells his patients that if there's something in their head that is telling him not to do anything that they should do, to just fuck off. Literally just let it all go and be like that. He is stern, but also really charming at the same time. Other noteworthy players in this film are Liana Liberato as Ellen's sister. She gave a nice little performance here. Her and Collins were previously in another film together, Stuck in Love. A strong movie in my opinion. One of my dad's favorites for sure. Carrie Preston played Ellen's stepmother, who has been trying her hardest to help Ellen get better, which is in contrast to Ellen's biological mother, played by Lily Taylor. Both of these women deliver really superb performances here. Alex Sharp plays the sole male patient at this group home that Ellen is staying at, and I think he is the breakout star of this movie, as he tries to have a connection with Ellen in this film and helping her out after he himself has had something in his past that has kept him down as well. And I thought that his performance really was something that took me a little bit to get into. His offbeat personality was a bit questionable at me, but at his core, I thought that what he was able to do was really sweet in his own portrayal. Retta from Parks and Recreation also shows up in this movie as the caretaker to all of these patients at this group home. I really like her on that show, and I thought her addition in this movie was really cool to see. Even the other actresses that play the other patients in this movie were all well portrayed. Everyone in this movie does a really solid job. The writing in this film is what gripped me from the start. The way this movie is set up and how we get to know Ellen as a character was quite interesting to see, because I myself really don't know that much about eating disorders. Of course, I know that they are no laughing matter, but seeing it from the perspective of a character who has been dealing with it for a long time was something fascinating to me. This film is written and directed by Marty Noxon, and I thought she was able to do something that left me gripped to the screen to want me to really identify with Ellen as a character, and seeing not only how she really has no care in the world, she doesn't want to get better, but also want to make me empathize with her too. To put it in one perspective, this movie is not the easiest film to watch because of its subject matter, of course, but I'm not also saying that it's something that is grueling to get through and that there's a disturbing scene at every waking moment of the film. No, it was kind of hard to watch because of also of how honest it was, not only with Collins' exemplary performance, but just with how an illness affecting someone could even affect the lives of other people too. And once we do get to Collins' character traveling to the group home and staying there and meeting Alex Sharp's character, Luke, we see an attempt to get to this character for sure. We got points of views of those other patients that live in this group home, and it also led to some, at times, funny moments in the film. As this movie is not all really depressing, it does have bursts of humor in the movie to keep the whole film running along, even in certain moments that try to be whimsical. Like there's this one scene in particular where all of the residents of the group home are taken out and led to experience a work of art, and Ellen in this film is an artist, so it was an attempt to try to connect with her and the rest of the residents of the group home, and I found that moment striking a chord with me. And there are also other moments that were really dour, really dark too, that show the gravity of a lot of situations of what people going through heavy illnesses really do have to go through. The movie ran at about an hour and 45 minutes, which consistently left me interested in what these characters were going through on this journey of self-discovery while also getting better. The way this movie is shot is basic in scope, but I was more interested in the plot getting me through the entire movie and not necessarily the technical elements of the movie. By no means this movie is not shot poorly. No, the way the movie is composed with its cinematography is well done. Same thing with the editing. It gets the job done for what it is, and I even like the nice ambient score that accompanies this film, and it led to some moments increasing gravity with itself. Like during one moment towards the end of the film, the ambient score comes in at the end of this really powerfully heart-wrenching scene between Ellen and her biological mother that just felt right. It personally got to me. I was tearing up during that sequence. But in speaking of that moving moment of the film, that does go into the main issue I have with it. The problems I have with this movie are really few and far between. I guess I would have liked to see more development with the other residents of the group home besides the character played by Alex Sharp and Lily Collins' character, Ellen herself. But of course, she is the main focus of the movie. So I guess that's a nitpick. But the glaring issue that I'm referring to in this instance does happen after that pitch-perfect moment I've previously mentioned with Ellen and her biological mother, as there is this sequence inserted at that moment of the movie towards the end of the film that was kind of bizarre. It was odd. I got the point of it as it was trying to be this pivotal moment that was supposed to get to Ellen at this point of the story, but I'm not sure. It looked like the movie was supposed to push itself to some sort of level that was almost transcendental, and I was like, that was a bit too strange for my liking. It happened towards the end of the movie, so it didn't derail the film at all, since, of course, there were scenes that happened after towards the end of the film as well, as this is when the movie was starting to conclude. But all in all, I have to say that this is a really uneasy yet honest and effective drama with Lily Collins at the center of the film, giving a truly amazing performance here. I'm so glad that this movie is streaming on Netflix for more people to be able to see. I mean, I just previously reviewed 2 weeks ago Okja, also starring Lily Collins but in a supporting role, and I feel that original content like this and meaningful content like what To the Bone is trying to talk about, going over anorexia, other eating disorders and stuff like that, is something that should get to young people and anyone else interested in the subject matter, just to spread awareness of it all. For those looking for a poignant drama and are subscribed to Netflix, you have no choice but to watch this movie ASAP. If you are interested in this movie and don't have Netflix, like I said before with my reviews for 13th and Oakja, find a friend, find a family member. This film is worth watching, especially for the performances alone, and I definitely recommend it. My final verdict for To the Bone is 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on what you thought of To the Bone, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.